Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mick Bailey and I am YouTube's manchild, back with another toy unboxing on the show that we are affectionately referring to as Gingers in a Half Shell. That's right. First of all, let me point out that right behind me we now have a pizza throw covering up this white door just to try and make this look a little bit more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle themed. Now today I have failed in ninja discipline because I can no longer hold back on unboxing this item. It is none other than Master Splinter from the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figure range by Playmates and Nickelodeon. And looking at it immediately, the one thing that has become quite apparent is that this is a hefty figure, and quite frankly, it looks like Splinter may have had a little bit too much sushi. Maybe he's got into Michelangelo's pizza stash, who knows. But looking at the back, this is a bit of a different one because we have the good guys who are not in the turtle range. So we've got April O'Neil and we've got Master Splinter, but then we have got a selection of characters that I'm unfamiliar with because of not actually having seen any of the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles yet. So I have declined the idea of collecting these figures just yet. But who knows, once I actually start watching the show, maybe I will have to go back for them. But there is the Origami Ninja, there is Meat Sweat, and there is Baron Draxum. See, I'm a bit of a traditionalist and I like the Krang, the Bebop, the Rocksteady, the Shredder, obviously. But nevertheless, I may go back and get these. But as is the case with me being a wrestling fan, as I have said a few times now, following the lead of Mr. Zack Ryder, we've got to let this breathe. So we are going to delve inside and have a look. Looking at the packaging immediately, it seems here that we've got some sort of staff, and then I can see that we've obviously got the token ninja stars that come with almost every single figure in this range from what I can work out. However, on the back, it says that Splinter's species is a mutant rat, and his weapons are a TV remote and a tail. I definitely can't see a TV remote in this packaging, but nevertheless, we will delve inside and have a look. The tail is there, so I mean, it would be ever so slightly unusual if it was not. But let's go inside and have a look, shall we? Let's crack this open. Oh, it's a tough one to open. Okay, so I expect, yes, exactly as expected, the little booklet here, as is all the figures. Gives you all the range that has come out with this. Pop the little bubble out, and I like to point out as always that you can actually stand this. Well, I say that. I have pitched the idea that you could use these to stand, but as I move Splinter further forward here, all the sushi he's been eating causes him to do this. So maybe not, maybe that's not going to work, but straight away, let's pop out. Oh, just been attacked by one of Splinter's ninja stars. The ninja stars, as always, included in the packaging there, so we'll just pop those out and discard of those immediately. Pop them over there. So, Splinter seems to have a type of staff here with a hook on it, nothing on the other end. It does look like it should twist. There's like a little join there, but I'm not going to force that just in case it doesn't actually twist like I thought it might. No, we'll leave that. We'll definitely leave. Oh, hello! Look at this. It's a hidden blade. That's why it joined. See, this is what's good about unboxing these from scratch, is you do not know what's going to happen inside. But that is pretty awesome. I wish that the Leonardo figure came with a little sheath like that you could hide your sword in, because that is pretty awesome, to be fair. I'm really quite happy about that. That sort of makes up for the lack of other weaponry inside the packaging. Now we'll just try and pop Splinter out of here because, oh, he does have a cable tie on. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Let's get this undone here. And it's, you can tell that Splinter obviously is one of the more heftier figures in this range. And I say that because the cable tie is absolutely insane. There we are, right. Pop that out of there, and let's see if we can get Master Splinter out of this packaging. That's the bubble there, just removed. People keep telling me I should hang on to the cards and the bubbles just in case anybody wants to buy them, but who in their right mind is buying a piece of cardboard or plastic? Like, well, I'm buying a piece of plastic, but Anyway, so let's take a look at the Master Splinter figure. So straight away there, you can see it is a very weighty figure. I mean, compared to the others, there is some serious girth to this rat. So the articulation is slightly more limited than some of the turtles. There's a little bit of bend here on the arms, but the elbows are rigid, they're not moving. It's more in the shoulder blades and the shoulder sockets where things move. I did think the tail might move, but that again is a solid piece. This would have been one of the toys that had I got when I was a kid, I probably wouldn't have gravitated towards because of the limited. I mean, even the head moves a little, but not much, as Splinter's telling us there. The little kimono he's got on is nice because it is actually sort of like a rubber material there, not to flash Splinter's pants at everybody. He also has the holes in the feet there for mounting, but there is nothing within this figure for mounting Splinter on, so I'm imagining it's more for playsets, vehicles and accessories and things like that. But on the whole, it's a really nice figure, but I don't think any kids would want this. It's probably more for nerdy people like me who want to actually display these figures. But a nice little bit detail there on the kimonos, kind of looks like a little bit like ninja stars, I think. Big feet there. It is a style of Splinter that we are not familiar with as hardcore devout Ninja Turtle fans, but nevertheless, it is an interesting take. And there's the back there, as you can see the tail comes out from underneath there, but it doesn't twist or anything. So really, other than, and I'm not going to count the feet and the head because the feet move ever so slightly and the head just pivots a little, but there's not a lot of articulation in this as a figure. Furthermore so, I mean, there is only one open hand, so you would have to put the staff into his hand, but there isn't, once he's drawn the sword, there isn't really anywhere to put this, so or the sheath for that matter. So it is a very limited figure, very limited. I mean, once again, nowhere to put the ninja stars. I mean, if anybody collects these figures and you know a purpose for these ninja stars, do they go to another accessory? Do they go in any like, I suppose, layer or vehicle or anything? Because otherwise these are absolutely redundant and seem to be just in the packaging for nothing more than filling it out. So we'll do a little close-up on the figure now. I'll stop rambling and we'll have a closer look, shall we? So I've obviously flipped the camera over here and we're going to take a closer look at the Splinter figure. So, you know, good artwork there and a lot of detail. It's not just flatly painted on, like the beard, for instance, is somewhat 3D, I guess is the way of putting it, a little bit sort of beveled. Hands clenched, one hand clenched there. Obviously a little bit of paint issue there. You can see the original colour underneath. I do think that some of these figures could have done with a little bit more love, care and affection, because I've only had it out of the packaging just as now, and already you can see some of the paint wearing there. The kimono is pretty good, a little bit of damage to the paintwork just around about here as well. And like I say, it's a brand new figure, so you kind of wouldn't expect that. You'd think there'd be a little bit more detail to it. Bottom of the feet there, like I said before, for mounting, there is already a little chip there, and I've done nothing other than remove this from the packaging. Anyway, enough of this look at the bottom of Splinter's feet, flashing his pants at people. There you can see he's holding the sheath for the sword, which makes it look like a staff. And I've put the staff here with the ninja throwing stars, the redundant ninja throwing stars. And we'll flip Splinter over and have a little look at the back here. And as you can see, he's got a little top knot going on, which is fairly interesting. And I will point out one thing that I do really like. So like there's the tail and the back of the kimono. Keeping with the story of the Ninja Turtles, I have noticed there is the piece of his ear missing, which was done by Shredder. So nice little bit of detail there, I will give them that. And even there, right on the back of Splinter's head, you can already see there is a little bit of colour missing from the paintwork, which is quite disappointing. But nevertheless, not a lot you can do about that. Splinter stands up okay, really. He's a bit wobbly, but let's just get a little bit of focus on him. There he is. But it is a nice figure, and it's more of the sort of one that you would only really get for display purposes if you were collecting the whole range, which I'm doing, so I'm quite happy about that. So that's the close-up of Splinter. So, in closing, it's a nice figure. Like I've said before, it'll be great for display purposes, but it isn't going to be the sort of one that kids are going to be rushing out to want to get, because once you've got it, what are you going to do with it? There's hardly any articulation. I did like the nice surprise with the sword hidden inside the staff, and I did like the detail with the piece of his ear missing. But other than that, Splinter is merely an accessory for the other turtle figures. It will be interesting to find out as a character what he's actually like in the cartoon, but on the whole, it's a nice figure, just not really anything to write home about. So with that said, my name is Mick Bailey, and I am YouTube's man-child, back here with another episode of Gingers in a Half Shell. Tune in soon, we've got a few more videos coming. I've still got quite a few more from this range, plus we also have some retro figures coming soon to an unboxing, and hopefully, I've got my fingers crossed, there should be some NECA figures on their way as well, so that is quite exciting. So thank you very much, and remember, heroes in a half shell, turtle power.